Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Niall Cooper. My partner today is Chase Clemens, and we are just about ready to get started with some more ACHA Men's Division I ice hockey here at Arizona State. Chase, we're in the Mountain America Community Iceplex, where a week ago, Arizona State played a team that is a little higher in caliber than San Diego State. They came out with a split on the weekend, and now they're facing an Aztec team that's a lot different from the one that we saw last year.
Yeah, ASU played San Diego State 2 weeks ago, swept the series, winning Game 1 6-2 and Game 2 1-0. And I think that series is emblematic of San Diego State's improvement from last year. It was their first year in D1, and they're much improved with a better recruiting class. So we should see a more competitive game here today.
I certainly think that will be the case. Arizona State, the first one's on the puck in the offensive zone. That's a turnover. And the Aztecs will chip it in back behind the net. Benaldi played it around. Kate Olson, the captain, on it now. Olson will skate ahead, swing it to his left. Across the blue line and ripping one on from a hard angle was Descharmes.
Well, solid start for ASU, Niall. Pretty much controlled possession of the puck and got a good scoring opportunity and face-off in the offensive zone.
Winning that face-off are the Aztecs. Aztecs will skate it ahead, chip it in the corner. Benaldi out again. He'll swing that one around. Kept in by the Aztecs. Ever so briefly till the assistant captain, Kruk, can skate it ahead. Kruk, one of the veterans on this team, after Arizona State lost 8 players last year to graduation. That shot on goal from Tillman will be stopped.
Well, speaking of roster turnover, San Diego State only has 9 players returning, both due to graduation and skill. Last year, as I touched on, was a struggle, winning only 1 game. However, their tryouts this year, they went from having 20 players participate last season to over 40. So a lot more talented freshmen kind of took a few positions on the roster from last year's team.
That puck swung around, kept in by the Aztecs. Palmer now. He'll skate it away, pass it over to Kruk. The same deep pair out for head coach Austin Klein. The Sun Devils struggling to get out of their own zone as the Aztecs swing it down low. Behind the net, all the way back up to the point now, number 21, Devaney. Palmer digging away in the corner still. Back to Kruk. Kruk will just skyhook that one into the neutral zone. And the Aztecs will go for a partial change behind the play. Friesen will pick it up with speed, skated ahead across the blue line. The Sun Devils not connecting on their passes right now. Certainly a much different start than we saw a week ago. Sun Devils get that one in, avoid the icing. Picked up and swung around, where the Sun Devils will keep it in, only briefly, and Marcus Kim skates it ahead. Kim, a nice move on his forehand, rips one, Benaldi comes out. Oh, and he takes a shot in the face. Benaldi spread eagle on his back. The play was stopped, and I believe there will be a penalty coming here, Chase.
That was a nice move by Marcus Kim on the Sun Devil defender. We'll wait to see what the penalty is.
A great move indeed by the Irvine, California native.
And Benaldi appears shaken up in the collision. This is his first home start of the season. Hopefully he's able to stay in net.
And only his second start of the year. His only other start did come against this Aztec team down in San Diego.
Yep, and pitched a shutout, did everything that was asked of him, stopped all 15 shots.
Benaldi, a shy little grin. He doesn't seem any worse for the wear.
Well, hockey players are a special breed. They're tough. I think it's going to take a harder collision than that to take his net away.
Certainly a lot tougher than I think I could be out on the ice. Yeah, that's for sure, Chase.
You and me both, Niall.
The puck all the way down now in the Aztec end, indicating a penalty forthcoming, as it looks like Braden Meyer might be the Aztec going to the bench.
You know, I missed exactly what happened. There's so much going on. Did you catch what the penalty might have been?
I did not.
Number 61, Braden Mayer, 2 minutes for goaltender interference.
So it is goaltender interference. The Sun Devils win the power play, and they'll swing it around up top. Tillman settles it down over to Robinson. Robinson doesn't like what he sees. He'll walk it down low. Low to high go the Sun Devils. Back to Marchand. He rips one, and a nice glove save there from Garrett Fuller. 20 seconds gone by in the power play for Arizona State. Special teams was the name of the game last weekend, as it was UNLV who really dominated the special teams against Arizona State. And if it wasn't for the goaltending of Ham last weekend for the Sun Devils, they might not have been able to get the split that they did against the visiting Rebels. Marchand slows it down. Some miscommunication. The Sun Devils turn over in their own end. But it'll be Kylie Ram who slows it down. Ram across the blue line. He'll stop up, assess his options. He'll walk the blue into the middle. Kept alive on the far side by Tillman. Back to the point. Marchand rips one. A rebound in front. That's sent into the corner. Tillman digging away at it. He'll keep it alive. A whistle as the goaltender lost his bucket. And that's always going to be an instant stoppage in play.
Well, a near disastrous own zone turnover turned into a pretty good scoring chance. Good job by ASU to kind of regroup from that mistake and almost put the puck in the net.
Kylie Ram leans into the offensive zone draw. He'll get on his horse, first to the puck in the corner. Kylie Ram button hooks. That's sticked away by the Aztecs, and they'll rip it all the way down the ice. Over a minute gone here in the power play as the Aztecs go for a change. Skating
and
out.
To your point, Niall, special teams is something ASU really needs to tighten up this series. Against UNLV, they allowed one shorthanded goal, right, in Game 2, and almost the second one if it wasn't for Ham's save on that second shorthanded breakaway. So far, a better start here today, though.
So far, a better start. We'll have to see what the Sun Devils do should they go shorthanded today. I know the coaching staff was preaching responsibility and accountability. Sun Devils now trying to work it at the tail end of this power play. In the corner, Newland gets it up to the point. On his backhand is Chase.
And to your point, their penalty kill unit was a strength last weekend. If I remember correctly, they...
And a goal there for Arizona State. The shot from the point. Saved by Fuller, a rebound in front. And the first one to the puck was none other than number 39, Ben Chase. Ben was all over the ice the opening weekend for Arizona State, making every play that he could other than scoring a goal. And Ben Chase getting on the board right here for the Sun Devils, his first goal as an Arizona State player.
Well, and I know his father is watching and would be very proud. And if for those that don't know, his dad is Kelly Chase, a pretty solid player in the NHL back in his day.
Chase from White and Newland, time to the goal.
Some might say those are big skates to fill, Chase, but if you ask me, right now Ben is playing very well for the Sun Devils, really making a name for himself.
Absolutely. His so far in this early season, he's received tons of ice time, really the anchor of that crucial third line, and tonight even getting a little bit of time on the second power play unit.
And it's really good to see that depth coming into play for Arizona State. One thing they've struggled with in years past has been a very top-heavy lineup. And I know something that Austin Klein, the head coach, was happy about in the offseason was so many fresh bodies that they were able to get on the team. He really believed they'd be able to roll 4 consistent lines that could go out and compete with just about anybody.
Well, and that's what we saw last series. Scoring all through the lineup, not just the top 2 lines, but the bottom 6 as well. And so far that's been the case tonight, right?
A great start as that second power play unit gets the job done at the very tail end. And I believe the Aztecs might have taken a timeout after that. There was a prolonged stoppage. As Phil Bateman, the 5th-year head coach for the Aztecs, trying to settle his group down. And San Diego almost with a break the other way, a 2-on-1 chance. Arizona State back the other way. A hard check defensively. A good job by the forward Cameron Faraz coming back to break up that chance for the Sun Devils. Mason Brown across the blue line. He'll take a hard check from Franklin. Coming in to help out is King. He'll chip it softly off the glass. Murphy now. First one there. King helps him out across the red line. The Sun Devils trying to get it in. Skating it now across the line is Murphy. He'll send it down low and just go for a change.
Well, Niall, that penalty was really a killer to San Diego State. The obvious, 1-goal deficit now. But prior to that, Kim had a really nice move in the offensive zone, and ASU seemed a little sloppy coming out of the gates in the opening 2 minutes. Power play really flipped the momentum, and ASU seems to be taking charge of this period, being up 1 goal.
Sun Devils certainly looking a little sloppy, but at the end of the day, they don't ask how, they ask how many, and that first goal might not have been the prettiest, but certainly something you love to see, a point shot and just putting away the garbage was Ben Chase.
Absolutely. You always take a goal, and that's where the majority of the goals come from, right? A couple feet around the net.
Sun Devils trying to get it across their own blue line, as we have yet to see too many tape-to-tape passes from Arizona State. The neutral zone very mucky early in this game. Henderson getting it started for the Aztecs. They almost turn it over right in the high slot. Kept in now by Olsen. He'll throw one on. Fuller easily pushes that one into the corner boards. Kylie Ram was on it for Arizona State. He had his pocket picked. Olsen now picks it up back the other way with speed across the line. And a hard stick check breaks up what would have been a great scoring chance for Quast.
Well, two pretty rough turnovers by San Diego State right there. They're fortunate that it's still 1-0.
San Diego State holding on right now, but they are in the offensive zone with the puck. Skating it towards the net, sliding around the defender in front on the back door. Trying to push that one up into the corner was Patrick Fast. Kept alive, thrown from the point, but Naldi can't quite glove it down. The Aztecs still on the puck. Marchant dodges a check, pushes it in the corner. The Sun Devils up into the middle of the ice. Collected now by Robinson. He'll skate it ahead. Robinson to Kylie Ram. He dekes in the corner. Poked away by number 12, Fast. Patrick Fast working both ends of the ice for the Aztecs, but it's the Sun Devils still with the puck ever so briefly. San Diego State now into the offensive zone. A nice little deke there to get across the line by number 33, Hennigan. As Palmer deals with a couple of Aztecs before the Sun Devils push it ahead. Robinson once again slides it over to Tillman. Tillman elects to just chip that in behind the goaltender Fuller. Kylie Ram into 50-50 battle behind the net. He gets some help from Robinson. But it's the Aztecs who push it out now. Some more nice moves slid in behind the defense. The forehand off the crossbar. The best chance of the game so far for either team, courtesy of Colby Hennessy, and he was inches away from tying this game up. Connor Kruk takes a hard check right in front of us in the corner. Palmer gets it up to Butler. A blown tire on an Aztec allows Butler to skate this one in, but the Sun Devils just offsides. And Chase, we had a great view of that one. The best chance of the game so far for either team, I would say.
Yeah, just a couple inches away from tying the score there. I know ASU's up, but as we're seeing, San Diego State, San Diego State looks a lot better from last season. You know, the score could be 2-1 with, you know, a little bit better puck luck.
Arizona State certainly has their hands full. This is not the same Aztec team that we saw a year ago in their first foray into men's Division I level here of the ACHA. White now, a nice job to connect the pass. Newland is onside. He'll push it in behind the defense. Butler goes after it. He'll lay a check, lift a stick. Newland almost picks up the loose puck. The Aztecs once again push it behind the Arizona defense. As the referee raises his arm, I believe that will be a hooking call here. And maybe a good penalty to take, as the Aztec player was almost in all alone.
Absolutely. Potentially saved a goal there. Marcus Kim with his second great scoring opportunity of the game. And Kim is one of the leading returners from last year's team.
Kim so far 3 assists on the year, looking for that first goal, and it seems he really wants it this afternoon.
He's getting close, isn't he? A few more opportunities like that, and he'll be on the board.
We spoke earlier on the Sun Devil penalty kill. Not so great against the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. The Sun Devils had their fair share of chances, both good and bad, on the short side, penalty killing, and on the advantage on the power play. Arizona State will look to get to a better start here, and they do as Marchand pushes that one all the way down the ice.
That was a great clearance by Marchand. It's not easy to chip the puck at your own zone on your backhand.
Sun Devils already killing off 30 seconds of this power play for the Aztecs, and they'll kill off a little bit more as once again it's Marchand clearing the puck. The Aztecs line it up. They'll skate it ahead. Up onto the left wing, across the blue line now. Bellig assesses his options. He'll throw it into the corner. Grant takes a hard check. Kept alive. The Aztecs still on it. They go low to high, switching it at the point. San Diego still on the puck. Up to Bellig. He'll elect to pass it in the corner. That pass a little too hot to handle for Hennessy. The Sun Devils digging away at it in the corner as a physical rugby battle ensues. Palmer trying to slow things down. Murphy gets past a couple stick lifts, and he'll send it all the way down the ice.
Well, and that dump allows ASU to change lines and get some fresh legs on the ice for the final 30 seconds of this penalty kill.
A great effort shown so far by the Sun Devils. Benaldi comes way out to play it. He almost gets his pocket picked, turns it over, kept in by the Aztecs. They go high to low. Skating it up now is Brown. Brown will just leave it at the point. Sizing up the shot, and saved by Benaldi, no rebound, as he'll get outside the blue paint to cover that up.
Well, it seems like Benaldi shook off that early hit, didn't he? He seems pretty solid in the net and stopped the initial shot and secured the rebound as well.
Benaldi, the 5'8", 150-pound Las Vegas native, in a game that seems to be airing with each passing year, Chase, with goaltenders getting taller, getting bigger, filling more of the net. It's good to see the small guys still getting some work for Arizona State.
Absolutely, and watching him reminds me of watching Darren Pang in the NHL. You know, he was a little bit before my time, but just seeing highlights of short goaltenders like him is always fun to watch.
Darren Pang, one of the legends. He even gave a shout-out at the end of last season when the Sun Devils were playing their final game ever at Oceanside Ice Arena. Panger played back in the day when he was still in juniors, I believe it was, down at Oceanside Ice Arena.
Did he? And former Arizona native, longtime broadcaster for the Coyotes. Those were good days.
The Aztecs back the other way. That shot deflected harmlessly away into the corner. Good defensive positioning by Trenton White. White still on it. He gives a nice little head fake, and he's the first one to the puck. White breaking it out. Gives it to Tillman. Tillman goes east to west. Can't find Robinson. And the Sun Devils once again will start the breakout. White elects to skyhook that one into the neutral zone. Robinson lifts the stick, almost picks it up at the blue line. Now it's Faraz who will try to settle it down for the Aztecs as they go for a change. No whistle, we play on. Kylie Ram on his strong side. Down low, up into the slot, they score! A wicked shot from Connor Tillman goes bar south, and the Sun Devils lead 2-0. Connor Tillman with his 4th goal of the season. And last weekend against UNLV, we saw him have a golden opportunity at that same end of the ice with a wide open net that he missed. And you know he wasn't going to make that mistake twice.
Yep.
Kylie Ram. Tillman from Kylie Ram, tied to the goal. 7:20 remaining in the first period.
As you were saying, Niall, I'm sure he feels a little bit of redemption putting that one home. And how about this first line? Rams had a couple opportunities already, and Tillman gets that line on the board tonight.
Marchand with some slick skating across the blue line. Establishes some offensive zone time for the Sun Devils. A toe drag by Newland as he tried in one motion to get that shot off. Wouldn't go. The puck rolling off his stick. Arizona State still on it. Butler taking a hard ride from 2 Aztecs, keeps it alive. Newland comes in. Newland a little shaken up after a hard check right into the gut. And he'll go back to the bench in a lot of pain for Arizona State. The Aztecs with the puck now. They'll get across the red line as they collide with Newland, who could not get up to the bench. He sprawled out on all fours right in front of that Arizona State right side of the bench. And it looked like quite an innocuous hit there, Chase.
Yeah, he looks pretty hurt, doesn't he? Fortunately, it's near the end of the first period. Hopefully, can get examined after the first, and hopefully we'll see him out there. But it didn't look good, did it? He looked like he was in some serious pain, and it was hard to tell exactly what happened. It was a short battle on the boards. Looks like he took a couple hits, and the last one might have just hit him in the wrong spot. Hopefully it's just a stinger.
While he gets tended to on the bench, we continue play. 6 minutes left here in the first period. Arizona State up 2-0 over the visiting Aztecs. On his backhand, Quast gets it pushed up now. King across the blue line as his mouth started watering at that chance, loses the puck. Quast back defensively, can't break it up. Palmer lays a check, gets the worst of it. The Aztecs still on it from the point. That shot goes just wide. Picked up, kept alive by Bellig. Bellig drops it down low. Coming in now is Hennessy. Cathall on it. Cathall with 2 Sun Devils chasing him. He'll elect to send it back down low. Connor Kruk for Arizona State can settle things down, and now Palmer skates it ahead. Quast getting a little physical as he crosses the blue line off sides.
Well, San Diego State had a matchup advantage. They had the first line against the Sun Devils' 4th line. Had possession of the puck in the offensive zone there for a few seconds, but they weren't able to get a scoring chance or generate a shot on goal.
Sun Devils avoiding another good goal-scoring chance for the Aztecs as they seem to be getting a few here in the first period. Benaldi locking it down, though, for Arizona State. Cathall down low. Tried to reverse it. The Sun Devils were there to read him. Trenton White, he'll now softly chip it ahead. A lot of active sticks from the Aztecs right now, making things hard for Arizona State.
Yeah, that first line, the Aztec first line of Brown, Cathall, and Kim have looked really good so far.
Franklin now. He'll chip it in off of the referee. The Sun Devils keep it alive. White rips one. He was going for that upper left corner And a nice save from Fuller. Sun Devils still on it. Chase, the goal scorer, back to the point. Franklin slides it over to White. He'll go down low with no shooting angle. Sun Devils fighting for it down low. The Aztecs trying to get it out, kept alive at the point, but only for a minute. San Diego State back the other way. Across the blue line, on it now is Brown. Brown takes a check, leaves it at the point. The shot ripped wide of the net. Faraz tries to slide it up into the slot. No one there to collect it. And a tired Sun Devil group will chip that in and go for a change. Henderson with speed decides to chip it far corner boards. Arizona State just completing that change as they'll push it ahead. Now Robinson tried to pirouette his way between the defensemen. The Aztecs breaking that up just at the last second. Robinson back on it again. He'll toe drag in between the defenders. Rebound picked up off of the posts. Tillman almost bagging his second of the period. Oh, so close. Marchand still on it.
Great move by Robinson setting up that scoring opportunity.
Kate Olson, the captain, keeps it alive. That point shot from Tillman will be blocked. And Tillman, a nice job slowing down the Aztecs. Kate Olson pushes it ahead now. Kylie Ram dekes past one defender. Still on it is Kylie Ram. Up to Tillman. Tillman drops it to Robinson. He'll walk the line. Feeds it over to Olson. Olson will skate it down low, whip it back up top. Tillman, a long shift for him. He'll slide over to Marchand. Marchand, a nice sauce pass. Robinson works the blue line over to Marchand. Sun Devils with some extended zone time right here. Olson over to Robinson. The one-timer from Tillman, and that deflects up into the netting. The Sun Devils generating some good offensive scoring chances late in the first.
Another great shift by the first line. Friesen will look to win this face-off draw and hopefully get a good point shot.
Butler got it from Friesen, but couldn't settle the puck down. Two Sun Devils dig away at it in the corner. Friesen posted up at the blue line, waiting for it to come loose. Can't quite get there, and now Palmer has to chase it down. Giving chase was Petrus for the Aztecs. And Arizona State, a good job breaking this one out. Newland almost deking between the two forecheckers for the Aztecs. Friesen now, can't keep it in at the point. Sun Devils tag up. And it's Palmer. Palmer across the blue line, but Newland a little too eager, couldn't keep that skate down. .149 left here in the first. Neutral zone draw after the Sun Devils go offsides. Kruk, he's seen a lot of ice time early in the first as he'll chip it in, and he lays a hard check. Butler, the other side of the ice, will seal the wall, keep it alive.
Well, the first line is back out there for San Diego State, and it's been the only line that's been able to manage really anything offensively.
Kim chipped that one in. Kim right now seems to be the catalyst for all of the Aztec offense. A turnover by the Sun Devils. Pushed in from the point. Benaldi, a good job to ski ball that one into the corner out of harm's way. Butler can't collect the pass. The Aztecs push it back ahead. Kim's a nice pass as that one got in behind the defense. Unable to pick it up was Conrad. Chipping it in, taking a hard knee, and there will be a penalty coming here to the Aztecs. Franklin seems no worse for the wear. That's always a dangerous play when you see a knee-on-knee collision.
It is. You never want to see that. It looks like he's okay, though, and ASU has the chance to go 2 for 2 on the power play here. Only 46 seconds left. We'll see what happens. And
those late period power plays always a little bit troublesome for teams because if you can't connect right before the end of the period, it's really hard to establish any sort of continuity coming out of the break.
Good point. It's definitely not the ideal time, but you always take the man advantage whenever you can get it.
Sun Devils will try to strike here. 40 seconds on the clock and counting. Marchand and Tillman a little too casual with the puck at the blue line. That'll come all the way down, and Benaldi going to be forced to cover that, as it was Gavin O'Brien who pushed all the way down the ice. Didn't allow the Sun Devils a chance to break that out.
No, the way the puck dragged down the ice, it was kind of awkward. Benaldi didn't really have any other choice but to smother it. And it'll be difficult for the Sun Devils to generate much of attack with only 30 seconds, but we'll see what they can do.
The Aztecs win the draw at the point. Shot on, blocked by Friesen. Friesen up now to Newland. He'll delay. Wanted to find Friesen coming in late. Sun Devils offsides have to tag up. 15 left here in the first period. Chase leaves it for White. White pushes it up to Newland in his skates. He can't sort it out. The Aztecs pushing after it. 5 seconds left. White takes a hard check. In the corner now, Cathall couldn't do anything with it for San Diego State. And the clock will end here on the first period and the Sun Devil partial power play. Arizona State not coming out as hot as we saw them a week ago, but nonetheless, they take a lead into the intermission.
They'll take the 2-goal lead. Special teams was great, 1-for-1 on power play, 1-for-1 on the penalty kill as well. But definitely, to your point, a few things to tighten up going into the next period.
Arizona State happy to take a lead into the intermission. We will see what they have to come out with after this 15-minute break. The score right now, Arizona State 2 and the visiting San Diego Aztecs nothing. We'll be back in a quick 15 minutes here on ASU ACHA Hockey YouTube. Welcome back in, folks, to Mountain America Community Iceplex here in Tempe, Arizona. It is a beautiful day outside, mid-80s, Chase. Nice and cold in here. The ice is looking fresh, and the Sun Devils trying to build off of a good first period. Right back on it. Kylie Ram wants to push it into the slot. He'll take a check, give a check. The Sun Devils keeping alive at the point. Marchand over to Tillman. Marchand wants it back. Tillman wants to get it to him. Decides to go down low. Palmer plays pitch and catch with Kylie Ram. A saucy one. Over to Tillman. He keeps it alive. Second chance. The pass gets through. Behind the net. Palmer assesses his options. Tillman. Back up to Marchand. Marchand slides it over to Robinson. He has to settle it down. Keeps it alive. Tillman. Up to Robinson. Back to Tillman. Tillman walks the blue. Throws him through traffic. Blocked by the Aztecs. Kept alive by the Sun Devils. Robinson skates it in from the corner. No look drop pass to Palmer. Fakes the pass. He'll go down low. Kylie Ram behind the net on his forehand. Looking for a pass. Elects for Robinson. Robinson into the slot. Kylie Ram keeps it alive. The final seconds ticking off this power play for the Sun Devils that were even strength now. Tillman sends it down low. Palmer on his backhand. Elects to find Robinson. Robinson giving chase on the half wall. He sends it down low to Ram up into the slot. No one there, and the puck goes all the way down the ice. The Sun Devils lots of time, but no good shots to show for it.
Yeah, excellent defense by San Diego State. Big hit. But yeah, ASU didn't have a whole lot to work with. I thought they did a good job of passing the puck around to open up some lanes, but San Diego State held their own defensively.
San Diego State bending but not breaking early in the second. A good job by them to stay in this. A stretch pass by Tillman. He is able to get a touch on it, so there's no icing, but he'll go to the bench after a long shift. Kylie Ram still on the ice, however, after a long shift. Almost gets in the slot. Ram back on it now, on his backhand. Finds Butler. Butler, backhand, forehand. Oh, and that goes just wide. A great save by Fuller as Butler got a face full of crossbar. And that will be a cross-checking call assessed here to the Aztecs.
That was a pretty smooth move, I thought, by Butler. Nearly scoring from that deke and onto his forehand, but that cross-check in the back clearly disrupted his shot and earned his team a power play.
Sun Devils right back on the power play. They came out firing on all cylinders with what was left over of that power play they awarded late in the first. And now the Sun Devils right back on the special teams. They win the drop through traffic. Fuller never saw it. It deflects into the corner. Butler, first one there. He'll lift a stick. Kept alive by Chase. Butler walks it in from the point. Down low to Chase. Chase goes to the front of the net. Backhand. Blocked away. Friesen couldn't quite get his stick on that. Newland a little trouble with the puck. He elects to go back to the point. White switches the blue. That shot blocked. Butler can't keep it in. Sun Devils still on the puck. A long change in the second period for the Aztecs. White trying to find the handle on that pass. He'll like to slow it down.
Well, if San Diego State wants to come back in this game, it's not going to happen shorthanded. That's for sure.
Certainly not the case as they look to get the rest of this penalty killed off. Sun Devils still 60 seconds to work with. Butler sends it back up to the point. White wanted to find Newland, just out of his reach. White steps in from the point. Sun Devils can't keep it alive, and the Aztecs will push for a quick change.
And ASU will change as well and get their first power play unit back on there. See if they can finish strong with 40 seconds left.
It was the second power play unit that did so well for the Sun Devils early in the first period. The first line, however, for Arizona State, 5-on-5, doing a lot of damage. You have to think that should be able to transfer over to the special teams.
Yeah, absolutely. Didn't score on that second opportunity, but it's tough when your power play is interrupted, by the period intermission.
One-timer shot on the backside. That will be sent all the way down. Tillman, a great chance there.
San Diego State is back at full strength.
Ram in the offensive zone with the puck. Marchand at the point. Robinson down low. Kylie Ram lays a hard check. Kylie Ram trying to dig away at the corner. Kruk from the blue line will step in. The Aztecs just trying to get it out of their own end right now. And they will send it all the way down the ice for an icing.
Well, ASU has to be kicking themselves a little bit. 1.5 power plays essentially to start the period, right? Up 2-0, comfortable lead, but a dangerous lead. You know, the old cliche, the most dangerous lead in hockey. 3-0, having a 3-goal lead would really help them secure this victory and put the game out of reach.
Gets that one on Fuller, and Fuller will cover it up. Fuller 0-3 to start the season. The Airdrie, Alberta native. Looking for his first win of the year for the Aztecs. As Fuller gets set in his own net. That puck up into the crowd, and there's a souvenir for a lucky fan. Neutral zone draw coming up here. As Arizona State able to keep that alive. Back behind the net, pushed in front, no one can find it. And now the Aztecs will just chip it off the glass, but they will not be able to get a change. Quast digging away at it in the corner for Arizona State. The Aztecs turn it over in the high slot. Picked up now. Worked over, a quick shot. Fuller able to collect the rebound. As waiting in the wings was number 14, Ryan Quast.
You touched on ASU's depth in the first period. It's really showing right now. That fourth line generated a couple of shots on goal, a couple of scoring opportunities, and keeping San Diego State on their heels. That's all you can ask for from your fourth line.
Head coach Austin Klein rolling all four lines right now in this middle period. Chase on the ice now, the centerman. He pushes it in the corner. Back on it behind the net is Chase. Chase banks it off the half wall, back up to the point. Walking the line through traffic. The shot from Franklin wouldn't go. Sun Devils keep it alive. Chase can't collect it. Swings all the way around now. Jonathan Murphy lays a check. Chase lays a check. Murphy on it. Into the slot. The one-timer, and what a save by Fuller. Digging away at it was Murphy. Chase and Murphy getting physical back behind the play.
Great opportunity for ASU. One-timer opportunity in the slot, and San Diego State's had enough.
And how about the physicality here? This game seemed pretty cut and dry. Both teams not really getting too much behind the play. And all it took there was Murphy digging away at the puck. From where we were, we couldn't quite see if it was loose or not. Murphy seemed to think it was loose. He dug away at it. The Aztecs didn't like it one bit. And right now, Murphy sits in the Arizona State bench by his lonesome.
Well, that's what you're told. Keep playing through the whistle. That's exactly what Murphy did, and we'll wait to see if those are offsetting minor penalties or if San Diego State's going to have a man advantage.
Right now there's 2 in the box for San Diego State. Number 3, Cameron Henderson, and number 15, Jake Abenajar.
For San Diego State, number 3, Cameron Henderson, 2 minutes for roughing. Then number 15, Jake Abenajar, 2 minutes for roughing. For ASU, number 24, John Murphy, 2 minutes for roughing. Time of all penalties, 13:21 remaining in the second period.
And so if you were not able to hear the call in the background there of our mics, it's roughing all across the board, and that will be a power play for Arizona State. However, the face-off draw coming in the neutral zone to start. Some of the fans here in attendance looking for an offensive zone trial for the Sun Devils.
Well, their demands were not answered.
They usually never are. I don't think I've ever seen someone talk a referee out of a decision before in hockey, but maybe one day we'll see it. Robinson skates it in with some speed, puts on the brakes. Tillman settles it down, throws one on net. Blocked away by the Aztecs, giving chase to the Sun Devils. They keep it alive. Palmer on the second effort gets to the point. Kylie Ram down low now, goes up the half wall. The Sun Devil power play getting lots of time in this middle frame. Saved by Fuller. Kept in at the point. Marchand goes point to Robinson. No look to Marchand. Down low to Tillman. The Aztecs being aggressive, blocking the shooting lanes. Marchand says no problem. He throws it. They score! Through traffic that gets in behind Fuller. Palmer was in front of the net. As it gets physical after the goal.
Well, the refs do a great job of keeping order and no punches thrown.
And it is officially 3-0. Wyatt Palmer, the first one in line to celebrate, as I believe he got a touch on that puck just before it squeaked through. We'll wait for the official call both on the goal, and I think we're going to have a couple more penalties.
It appears that way. Palmer's heading into the box, but great tip in front of the net. Like Chaser's first goal in the first period on the power play, the opportunity came from that point shot, and having that net front presence to get the rebound in this case, or tip it in, and putting home the rebound in the first goal. Another great ASU power play.
And as you see that replay, the shot from the point, a seeing eye shot through traffic. Palmer gets the deflection and then gets a hard ride for his trouble. And we've seen so far early in the year, Arizona State electing to put the defenseman Wyatt Palmer in front of the net on the power play.
Well, it helps having that big body, right? 6'3", 220, takes up a lot of room to screen the goalie, and that choice paid off.
That it did. We're still waiting for the call. All the officials having a little conference call in front of the box.
Well, how about the last couple minutes? A lot happened. A minute ago we had that huge scrum after Murphy was attempting to poke the puck into the net, and then ASU gets on the board a minute later, and then two fights nearly break out 2 seconds later. So we're still waiting on the refs who are sorting out all the logistics of the penalty.
And, in moments like this, Chase, I have to ask myself, how can you not be romantic about hockey?
Exactly, especially ACHA hockey. Whenever you can get a goal and a fight happen in, you know, the same within the same couple of seconds. You can't ask for much more entertainment than that.
That goal officially going to Palmer. A turnover, Arizona State. A shot in a dangerous area. Garrett Fuller up to the task.
So the goal was number 23, Wyatt Palmer, assisted by number 15, Ty Marchand, and number 71, Ryan Robinson. That was a power play goal at 12:25. Then we had penalties. We have coincidental minors on number 61 for San Diego State, Braden Meyer.
San Diego State working it in their own end. As we get the call, some coincidentals after that goal by Palmer. Tyler Kiley Ram also in the box for Arizona State as he came in late for defensive Palmer. And so the Aztecs, after conceding the goal, do get a power play of their own. Almost halfway through the power play, however, the Aztecs yet to gain zone entry. Looking to change that is Faraz. He gets across the line. The Aztecs go blue to blue. And some loose puck management here, Chase.
Sure is. Nice neutral zone entry there by San Diego State.
A great entry, a bad pass. And skating the other way, tripping over the blue line was Sean Phillips.
And looks like we'll have some 4-on-4 action here.
And I have to apologize here to Sean Phillips, as it's number 10, Cameron Faraz, sitting 2 minutes for tripping. I thought it was the blue line that got Sean. Turns out it was just a stick.
Well, I had some aid from the Sun Devils fans here who pointed out that penalty for me.
Might need to get my eyes checked after this game's over. Some 4-on-4 action now. A little bit of extra space on the ice sheet as we approach the halfway point of this game. Benaldi a little trouble with the puck. Eventually gets it up to the D partner. Kept in by San Diego State. The captain, Henderson, down low, gets it back up to the point. That shot shoveled a little bit high. Arizona State and Cade Olson, the first one there. He puts on the brakes real quick. And here come the Sun Devils. Newland across the blue line on sides. That takes a deflection, and Fuller will cover for a stoppage.
Well, the strength of ASU's penalty kill continues this game. Didn't give San Diego State really an opportunity to do anything offensively, and their strong forecheck the other way helped create a power play for themselves.
And after that whistle, the Sun Devils now have a chance to get that top unit back on the ice, and they win the draw. Robinson back up to Marchand. Over to Tillman. He rips one, blocked in front by his own player, Palmer. Palmer back on it. Palmer slides it over to Robinson. Back up to Marchand. Over to Robinson. Robinson goes high to low. Kiley Ram pivots down low. Back up to Marchand. He walks past one. Past two. Rips one. Deflected. They score! Wyatt Palmer gets another deflection in front of the net on the power play, and it's 4-0 Arizona State.
Another Palmer deflection and another smooth shot by Marchand. Impressive job by Marchand to keep two San Diego State defenders off him. They're at the top of the slot and be able to get a puck on net. And Palmer's big presence yet again prevented the goalie from being able to get a good look at the puck.
Sun Devils now leading 4-0 in the game, up 22-7 on the shot clock, and we're just past the midway point. Palmer a little bit gingerly went back to the bench. It looked like, I'm not sure if he took a stick or the deflection might have even caught him just below the belt in the midsection. And that, folks, is why you always wear a cup. A beautiful pass back door, Chase. Oh my goodness, what a goal, Ben Chase. And it's 5-0 Arizona State.
What a move by Chase. Completely deking out the talented freshman goalie Fuller.
Sun Devil goal scored by number 39, Ben Chase. Chase assisted by number 4, Cade Olson, and number 24, John Murphy.
Ben Chase showing those silky mitts that he's got as he went forehand, backhand. The lefty coming across the front of the goal, sliding that one in. And it's an offensive party right now for the Sun Devils. Chase still on the ice. He throws it in the slot. The Aztecs having trouble digging away at it. Chase cycles it back to the point. They score again! Cade Olson rips one through traffic. And the Sun Devils celebrating number 6.
Well, three goals in less than 2.5 minutes. ASU's been able to do it all tonight. Even strength, power play.
Sun Devils doing it all. And an absolute offensive brigade leads to a goalie change for the Aztecs. I'll have to check my roster sheet to see who's come in here, Chase. As we know for sure, Fuller's night is over.
Also at 8:52 in the second period, we have a goaltending change for San Diego State. Now in net number 34, Nicholas Heinzel.
Now coming in the net for the Aztecs, if you heard, Nicholas Heinzel. And talk about a tough first appearance. This is Heinzel's first ice time of the season so far for the Aztecs. And certainly not an easy task as he has to come in and deal with this current onslaught right now from the Sun Devils.
Yeah, 6-0 deficit. Big hole to come out of. His job will just be to, not allow that deficit to grow, of course. But credit to ASU for getting Fuller out of the game. He's a very talented freshman, and he's San Diego State's biggest recruit in program history. So to put 6 on him is pretty impressive.
Very impressive as the Sun Devils really brought their A game this second period so far. And the Aztecs, all they can handle and then some.
Yeah, that scrum 5 minutes ago, 7 minutes into the period, really seemed to wake ASU up. As we were discussing, it wasn't a very physical game. But Murphy taking those shots after the whistle seemed to wake something up, and just an avalanche of goals since then.
That shot by White, saved by Heinzel. King on it now as he protects the puck from 2 Aztecs. He'll slide it up to the point. Walking it in, the pass down low. Friesen in his skates, couldn't collect it. The Aztecs will skate it back the other way. Ferraz chips it forward. Dekes around the defenseman. Still on it. Ferraz trying to find it in his own skates as the Aztecs go for a change back behind the play. And there is lots of ice available out here as we had a couple more minors dished out. To your point, Chase, a very chippy affair for the last few minutes of the second period. As that's collected by Heinzel. And you don't want to say necessarily the Aztecs poked the bear, but I think if you're Arizona State, you certainly were a little asleep at the wheel until things got physical.
Exactly. You know, it's easy to get complacent up 2 goals. But as I mentioned, it's really a tricky spot to be in because if the other team scores, you know, all of a sudden it's a game again. So credit to ASU for finding a way to get that 3-0 lead, and they've really just been riding all the momentum since then.
And, you know, they always say in football, a lot of the guys are a little nervous to even get out on the field until they get that first hit in, and then they kind of settle into the game. I think that was certainly the case with Arizona State. They seemed to be going through the motions. There wasn't a whole lot of physical contact, not a whole lot of talking behind the play from either team. And then next thing you know, all of a sudden the tempers just shoot through the roof, and the Sun Devils really just seem to get going after that. And you have to wonder, how is, in between the pipes, Anthony Benaldi going to stay sharp, given all of the offense we've seen has been tilted on this end of the ice?
Exactly. Only 5 shots this period. You know, he hasn't been asked to do a whole lot this period. All the puck possession has been in San Diego State's zone, and that's because, to your point, ASU's looked much more aggressive, playing for each other.
And we have to note, we've mentioned the physicality plenty of times, but also something that I've noticed is the passing seems to be a lot crisper this period than we saw early on in the first.
Exactly, cleaner breakouts. Neutral zone passing was a little sloppy in the first, but ASU's doing a great job of getting out of their own zone, across that red line, and getting the puck deep.
Butler skates it in. He'll button hook in the corner as the Sun Devils change behind the play. Kylie Ram pivots in the slot. He'll slide over to Kruk. Kruk wanted to softly get one to the net. A good job fronting that shot was Zachary Struzis. And the Sun Devils forced to restart. Butler, a nifty little move. Kruk whiffs once. Second chance, he'll get it in. Newland, Kylie Ram after it. Newland couldn't knock it down. Kylie Ram was looking back as he made a beeline for the front of the net.
It's nice to see Newland out there okay, right? He looked very shaken up on that hit against the board in his own zone, but he looks to be skating at 100% this period.
Certainly hope that was just a stinger, maybe even a hard knocking in the abdomen. He might have just lost a little bit of wind there. I know I've taken those shots a few times. And in that moment, it certainly feels like there's nothing that you can do besides lay there and try to find some oxygen.
Great point. It's not a nice position to be in. Credit to him for getting over that and getting back on the ice and helping his team.
And it's good to see the Grand Rapids, Michigan native Newland back on the ice, as he has almost been a point-per-game player so far this season for the Sun Devils. He's one of the new recruits that Austin Klein and company brought in, hoping to make a difference on that second and third pairing, and he's really settled in nicely. Robinson. He had Tillman streaking between the defense. Robinson lifts the stick, still has the puck. Over to Tillman! He scores! Connor Tillman makes no mistake as he bags his second goal on the night, and Arizona State leads 7-0.
Well, Tillman was on the unfortunate end of missed net opportunity last week. Redeemed himself in the first period by scoring from nearly the identical spot, and had a wide open look all alone in the slot there, and there's no way he was going to miss that. I would say he's more than redeemed himself from the UNLV game.
That kept him just on sides at the point. Murphy gives chase. He'll send it down low to Chase. Chase and Kennedy down low. Kennedy gets his pocket picked by Devaney. But Kennedy, none to give up. He'll get right back on it. Down low to Chase. Back up to Kennedy in the slot. He'll send it back to White at the point. White can't keep it in. Sun Devils trying to come right back the other way. A nifty little move by the captain Henderson, and he'll push it in. Henderson giving chase along with Devaney, but it's the Sun Devils who push it back the other way. Kennedy in behind the defense. He'll slide it over just a little ahead of Quast. He couldn't get the shot off. Franklin now gets it back up to White through traffic. Blocked in front. The rebound poked and put away by Kennedy. And the offensive onslaught continues. It's 8-0.
Well, how about the depth of this team? Third line gets on the board again. And that play really started from that cross-ice pass to Kennedy to set up that 2-on-1.
Trevor Kennedy. Kennedy assisted by number 12, Grady Franklin. Kennedy from Franklin. Time to the goal, 3:05 remaining in the second period.
Officially Kennedy from Franklin. But we do have to note it was Trenton White who took that initial shot from the point that started the whole chance in front of the net. And how many goals have we seen tonight from Arizona State that have come off of a simple shot from the point?
Yeah, most of them, whether Kate Olsen, the puck went in unassisted, untipped, but that's been the name of the game tonight. Shots from the point and rebounds and tips. It keeps working, and the Devils will keep doing it.
Sun Devils can smell the blood in the water as they're looking for more of that shot. A little bit of a knuckle puck fought off by Heinzel. The Aztecs send it all the way down the ice. Icing waved off at the last second. And we were talking in the pregame before we went on the air today, Chase, about how we were surprised with the initial rankings coming out and U of A having a better rank than Arizona State to start the year. I think they might have heard you talking about that between the periods, and they said, we're going to come out here and we're going to show why we should be ranked first.
I'm sure that was definitely the case. So for Sun Devils fans, you're welcome for giving your team a little extra motivation. But the result today can only help their place in the rankings.
The humbleness of this broadcast booth knows no bounds. As King was getting into it in front of the net after the play with Connor Hennigan. Hennigan, the Falmouth, Massachusetts native, had to wonder if he had a bit of a foul mouth there after the play. Another point shot, this time blocked by the Aztecs. They'll get it all the way up the ice, in behind the defense now, throwing it into the slot as Kruk was on all fours trying to block it. Unfortunately for the Aztecs, that comes out into the neutral zone. Newland pushes it up to Butler. Kept alive by Newland. Butler backhands it to Newland, throwing it into the slot, freezing a little bit late, and the Aztecs come back the other way. With speed down the left wing, trying to swing around the defense. Unsuccessfully was the Aztec forward, Devaney. Palmer with 2 goals tonight. He'll just rip that puck in behind the defense as we're down near the final 60 seconds of this second period. Chipped up by Bellig. A hard forecheck here by Friesen. He sidesteps one. And Friesen unable to continue it. The Sun Devils, though, credit to them continuing the effort even as we get into the final minute of the period.
Yeah, I think some of the players, they must have heard your comments about needing to, tighten up their game defensively and in the neutral zone. After the first, they definitely have done that and more this period. having the ice completely tilted in ASU's direction and scoring 6 goals.
And that will be an icing with 23 exactly left in the second. The Sun Devils already up to 31 shots on the net. Maybe even more impressive, only 8 against. As Ben Chase leans into the draw here against Patrick Fast. Chase and Fast dig away. Fast gets it. Kennedy gives Chase, however, for the Sun Devils. A nice stick from Chase, slows down the breakout. The Aztecs select to just throw that one way up into the top parts of the Mountain America Community Iceplex. In years past, we're used to seeing one of those rip right off of the roof of Oceanside. Luckily, not the case anymore, and the Sun Devils will elect just to kill the rest of this period. And Chase, if you had to summarize that second period in one sentence, what would you say?
21 shots on net.
Great question. Pucks to the net from the blue line. I don't know if that was a proper sentence, but dominant pair by ASU. What more can you say? Solid in the first, but a little sloppy at times. I thought they were lucky to be up 2-0, and they really asserted themselves halfway through that period and took advantage of the momentum.
And while I get with my English major mother to see if you did give us a correct sentence then the period, the Sun Devils will get back with the coaching staff in the locker room between the periods to talk about how they're going to see this one out. It's the second intermission here at the Mountain America Community Iceplex. Arizona State leads San Diego State 8-0 here on ASU ACHA Hockey YouTube. Welcome back in, folks, to Mountain America Community Iceplex. My name is Niall Cooper. My partner is Chase Clemens. And Chase, there's really not a whole lot you can say about Arizona State that we haven't said already. But how would you summarize the offensive outburst that we just saw the previous 20 minutes?
Yeah, it was kind of a sleepy 2-goal lead, and then things started getting chippy about halfway through the period, and ASU scored 6 goals in a span of I don't know, eight minutes, and within that, they had stretches where they scored minutes apart from each other. I think that increased physicality just brought out an aggression that we didn't see in the first period. And they smelled blood in the water and kept the foot on the gas pedal.
And the Sun Devils adding another one here, as it was number 10, Sean Phillips, the Rockland, California native, working that puck around the net, wrapping it. He couldn't get the wrap to go, as Heinzel was able to paddleboard that one away. But credit to Phillips, he kept on top of the puck, and he roofed that shot on the second opportunity. Phillips getting his first goal here tonight, the 9th goal of the game for the Sun Devils. And this might be the biggest offensive outburst I have ever seen in person by Arizona State. Sun Devils now in padding the stats mode. And you have to imagine, if you're the coaching staff at the intermission for Arizona State, there's not a whole lot of criticisms, but if you want to try to collect yourself and focus on a goal as a team down the stretch, I think they're going to want to make sure that they get Anthony Bonaldi his second shutout of the season.
Yeah, I think Coach Klein's message is, despite the 6-goal differential, you have to play like it's 0-0, right, at all times. And strong start by ASU, scoring in the opening minute. I think that message was received, Niall.
I think it certainly was. Another chance here, as it's Connor Tillman looking for the hat-trick goal. Heinzel's able to block that one up into the netting for a stoppage. As we have 2 players currently, Chase, who are both on hat-trick watch. Connor Tillman, who we just saw, and Ben Chase.
Ben Chase and Wyatt Palmer.
And Wyatt Palmer, pardon me. A hat-trick of players on hat-trick watch. I think 3s might be the lucky number for Arizona State.
Well, I think there's a great chance that at least one of them breaks through for that hat trick.
Tillman trying to dig it out in the corner. He'll get help from White. The Aztecs now work it into the slot. That backhand pass was unsuccessful from Devaney. White back the other way. He'll get it across the blue line. White, a good job getting a puck to the net earlier. One of the many defensemen tonight who's been making sure to get shots through the lanes as the Sun Devils turn it over. Back the other way with speed. Meyer tries to sidestep Franklin. Lifts Franklin's stick. He'll get some help from O'Brien. O'Brien down low, taking on 3 Sun Devils with no help. Finally skating in to help him dig the puck out was number 8, Grigoropoulos. And the Aztecs are forced now to just dump it in. White finds Chase. Chase with speed across the blue line, through the slot. A cheeky little pass from Chase to Jonathan Murphy. He couldn't handle it.
Well, Chase is doing a good job of showing off his grit and some of his skill tonight. Had that tough, rebound goal in the first period, and then the more finesse goal there in the second, and showing off his passing ability, just right there.
Chase will throw that one a little bit high. Heinzel making no mistake, though, just collecting it. Chase, as you mentioned, showing he's not a one-dimensional player tonight, and that's something that the Sun Devils in past years struggled with. The playmakers were the playmakers, the depth guys were the depth guys, but there wasn't a whole lot of crossover.
Yeah, that's definitely not the case this year. Top three lines all have a couple goals tonight, and the fourth line has generated a lot of time in the offensive zone and had a few scoring opportunities for themselves.
Sun Devils going offsides there. Just past 4 minutes gone in the third. The Aztecs up to 9 shots on goal, have yet to get into double digits. The Sun Devils right now showing the best defense is a good offense.
Absolutely, and I just want to add to my last comment that 9th in last goal for ASU was scored by the fourth line. I think this game has really shown the growth of the team as the year's gone on. ASU, played San Diego State 2 weeks ago in a 6-2 contest, and then won game 2, 1-0. Different story tonight. We thought there was a good chance this would be a close, tight, competitive game after San Diego State kind of really improved in game 2 of that opening series. It being a 1-goal game, and I just think overall, great job by the Sun Devils. Coming from their first loss of the season in game 2 against UNLV. We were kind of wondering how would they respond first time dealing with that through 5 games. And I think they've shown a lot of character tonight.
Sun Devils working into the slot. Heinzel, a nice save. Kicking that rebound away into the corner where no Sun Devils could get to it. Kept alive at the point. Descharmes sent it down low. Descharmes still on it. The Aztecs now afforded a chance to clear the puck, and they will do that as the Sun Devils chip it right back in. Rinse and repeat right now for Arizona State. White overlooks it from the point, deflected, and Heinzel had to squeeze the pads at the last second to stop that from being the 10th goal.
Yep, ASU is just keeping their foot on the gas pedal. Puck's been in the Aztec zone for most of this period.
Robinson, he'll switch it to White. That hard shot knocked down. Arizona State still on it. Robinson, a good job sealing the wall. Kylie Ram tries to backhand one to him. Kept alive. Now Robinson back on it. Over to Kylie Ram. Back to Robinson. The pass blocked at the last second by an Aztec stick. Franklin, a knuckle puck from the point. Goes harmlessly wide. Back in front. No one there to pick it up for Arizona State. The Sun Devils doing their best right now as it's Arizona State trying to race to double-digit goals. San Diego State trying to race to double-digit shots. The physicality remaining back behind the play.
Yep, that was a big hit by White on, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce his last name, but number 8 on the Aztecs.
Arizona State forces a turnover. White, the aforementioned defenseman for the Sun Devils, ripping that shot, blocked. Aztecs back the other way. That will be offsides. And if I might attempt it here, Chase, I believe number 8 would be Nicholas Grigoropoulos.
That sounds right to me. See, my mother was not an English major, so I don't have the benefit of that education and in literacy like yourself.
I don't know if my English grades ever reflected that I have earned the merit to pronounce that, but nonetheless, we'll take a stab at it. Marchand on sides, swings it over to the wing. Kennedy digs it out past one, around two. Kennedy making a nifty move, almost gets to the front of the net. Kate Olson lays a check, separates man from puck. And it's Marchand, last year's freshman of the year in the WCHL, getting it ahead for the Sun Devils to give chase.
Yeah, Marchand's had a solid game himself. 2 assists from those point shots, and he's really just improving off of his freshman year last year.
Murphy a little trouble with the puck. A chance now back the other way for the Aztecs. Marcus Kim almost sidestepping Marchand. Marchand making a nice play on a long shift to deny Kim, who seems to be the only offensive output we've seen from the Aztecs tonight.
Yeah, we've given the Sun Devils forward group a lot of deserved praise tonight, but their defensive game was overshadowed by the goal scoring production. They were really solid that last period. In the first half of this period, that Aztec first line had a few great opportunities in the first, and since then, really nothing. Kim and that top line has been completely shut down.
Palmer trying to chip it off the glass to himself. That goes just a little bit high. As we see Anthony Bonaldi in front of us here doing some figure eights, maybe a little bit of pizza in the corner.
Well, when you only face 9 shots, you got to stay warm somehow.
Speaking of pizza, for anyone that's not in the building, I can smell almost a little bit of pepperoni right now in the air, as I believe the vendors next door are starting to get ready for the NCAA game tonight.
Yep, they do. I can attest to some of the great food options they do have next door at the Mullet. But the community rink doesn't do a bad job themselves. I haven't tried their food, but or beverages, but I have heard that their beer selection is quite cold, and it's only $4.
$4 in this economy? My goodness.
I know, right? So any fans, hoping to watch some high-quality hockey and have a few beverages, come out to MSU Iceplex.
And if we can get anyone to come out, maybe we can even get our own Chase Clemens to give a little shout-out to them in person. Any incentive to get more fans out here to see an ASU team that we expect to be at or near the top of the WCHL and the ACHA as a whole the rest of this season. Trenton White laying a check, and Franklin can pick it up.
Well, now I do what I can to spread the word. I have the opportunity to write to recap most games for the D1 ACHA team.
That shot from the slot, saved, rebound, comes out, and Arizona State officially at double digits on the game. The first one back to the bench for Arizona State, none other than number 92, Mark Ducharme. As Ducharme picks up his first goal of the season. And Arizona State has reached 10 goals here for the first time this season, and the first time ever at the Mountain America Community Iceplex.
Well, it's exactly what you mentioned earlier in the period. Some of that playmaking finally trickling down to the Sun Devils, bottom 6 this season, and we've seen 2 goals from that fourth line this period.
Skating in behind the defense as San Diego State misplayed that puck off the half wall, and Heinzel forced to step up and make a big save on the 45th shot of the night for Arizona State.
Yeah. And almost a third goal for that bottom line.
And we're hearing right now in the Twitter rumor mill that Chase might be selected as the statistician going forward with the way that he's been keeping stats tonight.
You know, if you looked inside my brain, it's like a beautiful mind. I got stats for goals, assists, shots. It's just like a floating spreadsheet up there.
Arizona State working it down low. On all fours, poking away at it is King. San Diego State with the puck. They'll just chip that one in. Bonaldi forced to cover it. And that might be the first action Bonaldi's seen all period. And Chase, the scorekeeper, doing San Diego State a favor as they declare that the 10th shot on goal of the game for the Aztecs.
Yeah, and second shot this period. I think that might be a little debatable, but Bonaldi will definitely take it to add to his stat sheet. And credit to Coach Klein for keeping his team motivated and aggressive. You know, only allowing 3 shots through 10 minutes of play.
Bonaldi is saved, kicked out to the point, and a shot from Henderson, saved by Bonaldi, the first real action he's seen since early in the second period, as he keeps the shutout bid alive. Weaving through the defense, Jake King. Back at the point, he'll backhand one down low. King in the slot with it now. He rips one high off of the glass. That comes back out in front now. King almost had a wide open 4x6 to put that in. The puck rolls just off the blade of his stick. Back the other way now. The Aztecs with the puck. Number 18 throwing it on net. Toby Petrus. Petrus still giving chase.
And back to Jake King. He is the Sun Devils' extra skater tonight. Wasn't designated on a line. And with the 10-goal lead, it's great to see him out there and, you know, get some experience and ice time. And he's making the most of it.
Certainly is. As that's knocked down by Kruk. He ends up gloving it on his own goaltender. Picked back up, thrown just wide by the Aztecs. The Aztecs feeling themselves a little bit here, as they would like to erase the goose egg on the scoreboard. Much to the dismay of Bonaldi. Back the other way. Murphy can't corral it. Trenton White now trying to lift a stick down low. The Aztecs send it all the way down the ice. A little bit of a Hail Mary pass. It works out. Mason Brown chips it in. He'll give chase as fresh Aztecs come off the bench. And the Sun Devils will settle it down. Arizona State going east to west. Chase across the blue line just keeps that one on. Kennedy protecting the puck in the slot. The shot saved by Heinzel. Still after it is Murphy. Murphy, a determined man working down low. Chase will come in and help him out. Back to Cade Olson. He'll sidestep the forechecker. Push it all the way around. Trenton White activating as the Sun Devils get a partial change behind the play. Newland fresh off the bench. The Aztecs will reverse it to the other side of the ice. And they can finally get it clear, but only for a moment. Olson pushes up to Newland. Newland diving to break it up. He can't get it. Right back the other way is Kim. Kim, a drop pass, walking it in. The pass across a little too hot to handle. A bit of a hand grenade from Bellig. Otherwise a 2-on-1 chance for the Aztecs. Butler bobbing, weaving around the defense as we approach 6 minutes remaining in the game. And the Aztecs will just take an icing call here.
Well, this period has just flown by, hasn't it? Less whistles. Just a lot of open play. And ASU's really done everything, not to pump the tires too much, but you know, I think they've come out this period, you know, really strong with that big lead.
certainly only want to go for a tire pump when it's only exceedingly important and necessary. I did learn this weekend, Chase, believe it or not, I was living my life this whole time thinking that I needed to fill my tires in my car up to the max PSI, only to come to find out that is not how you're supposed to fill up the tires on your car.
So were you filling it up to 30, 35, or?
I was filling it up to 50, which was the max
Whoa.
recommended. I should have been at 35.
Yeah. What is that? Is that your new Tesla I've seen in the parking lot, or?
I only wish I could get myself a self-driving car. That would make the commutes quite a bit easier.
Yeah, that's a rough commute you have from Scottsdale. I really feel bad for you.
Yeah, I appreciate the sentiment, but I do realize this conversation's probably getting a little tiring for everyone at home. So we'll get back to the action. 4:57 remaining in the third. The Phillips Descharme line back out on the ice for the Sun Devils. Benaldi will glove that one down. Cameron Faraz, the shot from the point. The Phoenix native coming back home this weekend.
Credit to Benaldi. He's made, 7 pretty solid saves. Not easy, to keep your focus and stay in the game mentally, but he's done that tonight.
A nice check laid there by Palmer. Palmer now some time and space. He'll send it up the half wall. Phillips ahead to Descharme. Skates across the blue line. Descharme a goal in this period. Still in front of the net. Digging away at it. San Diego State a chance to get a clear. The Aztecs will elect to skate it back into their own end. Cameron Henderson circling the wagons behind his own net. Dropping it off now to Faraz. Off the half wall, Grigoropoulos. He can't handle the pass, and the Sun Devils will just chip it back in. And to finish your point from earlier, something I think almost every goaltender in hockey will attest to is they would much rather be busy than to see intermittent chances followed by long periods of nothing. Certainly a lot easier to make the saves when you're on top of it regularly.
Exactly. Sometimes you see goalies, they have these great performances with, north of 35, 40 saves. But sometimes it helps when you're just peppered with, kind of low quality shots.
And Trenton White rips one from the left circle, and that one squeezes past Heinzel. Trenton White, the St. Louis, Missouri native, getting his first goal of the season for Arizona State. You see him shaking that proverbial monkey off the back as he finally gets a goal. A lot of ice time tonight for Trenton White, and it's good to see him get rewarded. A nice seeing eye shot squeaking past Heinzel.
Yeah, it's great to see that bottom pair, D pair get on the scoreboard. We've seen a lot of that this period. Some of the depth players getting a lot more playing time, and they are certainly making the most of it and scoring on the opportunities that they've had.
That puck thrown in front. No one got the shot away. Heinzel forced to collect it, and another generous shot on goal gifted by the scorekeeper. Officially, that makes it 50 shots on goal for Arizona State. The Aztecs, with 3 minutes left on the clock, San Diego State still looking for their first goal of the game. Benaldi misplays it behind his own net. Picking it up now, Devaney wrapping around the shot, blocked away by Marchand, and he'll skate across the blue. Marchand cuts into the middle, fakes the drop pass, rips one, and Heinzel gloves that one down casually.
Well, how about the big D-man taking the puck all the way practically from his own zone and getting a good shot on net there.
San Diego State will gain entry. On his strong side, trying to tuck that one short side high, was number 7, Mason Brown, the Abbotsford, BC native. The Aztecs sporting a few more Canadians on their roster than we saw previously. And I have to say, if you can get a Canadian added to your roster in hockey, it's got to be like getting a Brazilian in soccer or an American in football. You can't go wrong.
Absolutely, and it's funny you say that. San Diego State, one of their top recruits this year. Cameron Ferraz has actually represented Brazil internationally twice. And he's played in 10 AJHL games, along with their goalie who started the game, Fuller. And that's one of the best junior leagues. So that kind of speaks to the Aztecs, improved recruiting and the growth in their program. I know we're not seeing that tonight, with the current score, but this is one game. It'll be interesting how they bounce back tomorrow. They lost game 1 of the series a couple weeks ago. 6-2, but they really improved in that second game. In that 1-0 defeat. ASU, can't take them lightly because the Aztecs have proved that they can grow and improve, within 24 hours.
Certainly true. We'll look forward to the effort that they will bring back here tomorrow night. Tomorrow, a late game. I believe 9:30 is the official puck drop time tomorrow night. Almost a beer league start time, if you will.
Yep, later start with the women's team playing right before them at 7 p.m. But that will be a big part of Coach Klein's message. I think pre-game tomorrow. With the 11-0, goal differential today, I think it could be easy for a young team to, be complacent, overlook their opponent, be a little tired from the 9:10 start time. So Klein has a little bit of work cut out for him to, keep his troops motivated.
And I'm sure he would tell you if you asked, that's a good problem to have, is trying to keep your troops motivated, because they absolutely blew the barn doors off of the opponent the night before.
Well, that was something the team battled last week. They had 2-goal leads in both games. With the young roster, blew both 2-goal leads. They were able to overcome that in game 1, but they weren't in game 2 against UNLV.
Your final score, your Sun Devils 11, San Diego State 0. We hope you had a great time tonight. Don't forget, the Sun Devils will be back on the ice tomorrow as they continue.
Well, credit to Benaldi for getting his second shutout in as many starts and a season-high 20 saves.
A great effort by Benaldi. As we see the players starting to go to center ice to salute the fans. In just a moment, we'll bring you inside our broadcast booth for a final sign-off tonight. As we're not quite to the handshake line just yet. That will be after tomorrow night's affair between these two teams. Arizona State thanking the fans as they skate off the ice, and we bring you into the broadcast booth. And partner, it was a fun one tonight. Arizona State really showcasing all the potential we thought they had going into this season. And as you mentioned, pucks to the net from the point seemed to be the theme, and it really paid off in that middle period.
That's really the story of the game. You know, it was a close contest midway through the second period. Game got physical, kind of woken up the team, and they had that goal-scoring explosion, getting 6 goals in the back half of that second period, put the game in doubt, and they kept the gas pedal through the third period, and the fourth line contributed with a couple goals.
Certainly did. And I'm going to put you on the spot now, Chase. I got to ask you, you have a lot of good choices tonight, but if you had to peg your player of the game for Arizona State, who would it be?
I'd have to go with Palmer. You know, his net front presence gave ASU those crucial third and fourth goals, and he just had a solid performance all night long outside of those 2 instances.
And we were very close. We were on hat-trick watch with 3 different players tonight.
Yep.
Unfortunately, it didn't happen, but at the end of the day, I think you'll take an 11-0 win anytime you can get it.
Absolutely, and I also don't want to sell Ben Chase short. First career Sun Devil goal, and his second as well, so terrific performance.
Ben Chase, a great night. Lots of Sun Devils with great nights as well. We had a lot of fun broadcasting this one for you folks. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you again tomorrow night. Puck drop is slated for 9:30 here at the Mountain America Community Iceplex. And before we sign off, I will say thank you very much to our producer extraordinaire, Ben Smith, showing up on last-second notice to put together one heck of a broadcast. My partner in the booth was Chase Clemens. I am Niall Cooper saying so long from Tempe, Arizona.